Alright, so what we're going to be doing now is we're on this step right here, and this is setting up your core marketing campaigns for eEdge. And this is a very huge step in setting up how you're going to be marketing to your database for a long term. It's going to save you a ton of time, because what you want to do, and a lot of contact management systems don't allow this, but you set up your groups and then you attach a group to a certain campaign. And then that group, let me just go in here. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to view my contacts. It'd probably be easier if I show the groups. And then right up top here, I'll just click Manage My Groups. So I have a group called 33 Touch Group. I have a group called 8x8 for sellers. And what I don't have is a group called 8x8 for buyers. So basically what I would have to do is, if I had a buyer that came on board, I would have to add them into my database and then go through the marketing system and then create the marketing plan, attach it to the client, go in and then activate it, and do about 6 or 7 clicks to get them on a campaign. So what you want to do instead is create groups, and then one time go in and attach that group to that campaign. And so you create the group, and then you do your 6 clicks and attach the campaign to that group, and then you never have to do it again, because then all you do is you add a contact to your database, and then you attach them to that group, and then they automatically go on the campaign. So I'm going to do 2 things here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add somebody to a 33 touch. I'll show you how easy it is, being that my 33 touch group is already attached. So I add a new contact, and this is going to be Jim Rome, and I got his name, I got his email address, jimrome@gmail.com. Here's a tip. If you are entering in a client, you do have to have an email address. But let's say you have a lot of information on this client, but you do not have his email address, but you still want to get him in here so you can put him onto some sort of campaign, a 12 direct, a mailing campaign or something. You can add them, but his email address, all you do is you just go in there and put needemail23@gmail.com or needemail24, and just keep adding another number to that. So that way you always know when you pull that contact up, you still need their email address, but then you can at least add them. But let's get back to, so I'm going to save Jim Rome. I hit save. And now all I have to do from here is go down to the groups that he's on. So I click on groups, and then I click add group, and I say 33 touch, add. Now Jim is automatically on a 33 touch. I don't even have to do anything. I have to go in there and set it and activate it. And if I went to my contacts and I manage groups, I should now have 5 on there. I had 4 on there before, but now I have 5, and he automatically went on it. Now let's say you don't have your group set up. So you want to create your group. So I want to do an 8x8 for buyer. So you create the group here, hit save. And now here's the one time you have to do this. You have to attach a plan to that group. That way you never have to do it again. So you go into create marketing. I hope that's making sense. Create the group, attach the plan to the group, and then you never have to do it again. And I go 8x8 for buyer. So 8x8 campaign, I select it, and I'm just going to call it my 8x8 for buyer. And then I hit next. And I don't want to add individuals to it, because if I do individual, every single time I add somebody to my database, I have to come and do this and add them to the campaign. Or if I go to group, I go 8x8 for buyer, add that group to the campaign. Then anytime I add somebody to that group, they automatically go on the campaign. So I hit save, and then it'll cycle here, and then all I have to do slowly is, it's inactive, so wait yet, and don't let this bother you, this account at 0 balance. The 8x8s and the 33 touches don't have anything that costs any money, so it's not a big deal. So then just hit start. And then from there, now you have the ability, if you want to go in and change anything that's going out in the 8x8, you can go in and edit the events or anything like that. But now you're good to go. So now I can actually go back to my 8x8 for buyer here, and then I can see how many events, there's 9 events, how many contacts I have on there, and then I can actually look at some history of this. But now, if I go back to my contacts, all I have to do is add a new contact, test client, and I'm just going to do test client@gmail.com. And then all I do is I do have to hit save, and at that point, now that he's saved, I can add them to a group. I just go down, add them to my 8x8 for buyers, and